Our second guest today is Barbara Ann Foley, Director of the Council on Aging. Barbara Ann has some information for us all. So Barbara Ann, why don't you take over here?
Thank you, Paul. Well, I hate to start with bad news, but we've had some snow, as most of you listening hopefully know. And the bad news is I don't have any names for you of people who remove it. We have had 1 kajillion phone calls after the storm. And of course, I'm not sure why, Paul, but people always wait until after the snow's here. Like, you should be planning ahead of time. If you're lucky enough to live in condo complexes like Pine Oaks and the rest, that's part of their maintenance agreement, and they will remove the snow. May not be to your liking fast enough, but it is supposed to be done. But if you do live in your own home, I apologize up front. We do not have snow shovel or people who remove the snow, plow or otherwise, names. Many years ago we used to, but it became like an employment agency having to query check them and a bunch of other things, and we're just not able to do that anymore. So you don't need to waste a phone call calling us. I recommend to people that they look into, some of the landscapers do that, and you will see some of the trucks that are around town with the big plows on them. And I would ask your neighbors and try and plan ahead as best you can.
Do any of the high school kids do that? Can you get anyone through the high school?
No,
can't
just
that?
like babysitting, for HIPAA reasons, privacy reasons, they won't give us the names of anybody who does that. But if you have a high school or even a college student who lives in your neighborhood, I would suggest you try to make them cookies or something to see if you can get them to help you. And to that, although I'm chuckling about it, we did have some very serious illnesses last year and even a death because of snow shoveling. So there really isn't anything that's that emergent for you to have to get out to if you have lots of snow, to be shoveling yourself when you're a very senior. I will tell you that rescue tells me that if you are having a medical emergency and you are not plowed out, they will have the Harwich Highway Department follow them to get you out. So do not worry that, oh my gosh, I'm a heart patient, and if something acts up or I have a problem or my husband does or someone in the family has cancer and we have an emergency, you will get out if you call rescue. So please don't worry about that piece. And enjoy the quiet solitude. That's what I tell everybody. It's kind of that little bit of a gift that we get sometimes. The other important thing I want to tell you is it is that time of year again to make tax appointments, and we make them at the Harwich Council on Aging. However, the appointments are held at the Chatham Community Center. Every year there's always a little bit of confusion about that, and you need to call the 508-430-7550 number, which is the Harwich Council on Aging. Our appointments for this year are on Mondays and Wednesdays. And the people who need to use the van, who cannot drive themselves to get to Chatham, those are Wednesday appointments only. So if you're someone who needs the van, you just tell the person that you need to have a van appointment, and they'll make you one on a Wednesday. So the way that's going to work is when the desk person answers the phone, they're going to say, I will take your name and your phone number, and our scheduler will get back to you. And someone before the day closes will get back to you and let you know what appointment you have. And then when you go to your appointment, you need to arrive 15 minutes early. We have a checklist you need to pick up here, as well as a tax form you need to pick up here. Bring both of those and everything on that checklist with you to the Chatham Community Center on 28 across from Chatham Ford. It is not, I repeat, not at the Chatham Council on Aging. We've had many angry phone calls because people have been calling there, and there is no need to call there. You make your appointments with us at the Harwich COA. So hopefully that helps clear that up a little bit. We also are going to be making appointments. We'll get you the dates as soon as I have them. I don't have them yet. I'm hoping I will for our next newsletter for the fire assessment and safety evaluations at your home. We have somebody who's going to be on leave soon from the fire department with me, and hopefully she will be back with us in March. So those will resume, but they won't be until March. And the last couple of things, I don't know how many are familiar, so I just thought I'd give a quick plug to our Senior Tax Work-Off Program and the Senior Exemption Program. This is for low-income folks, and the way that it works is if you are able, you do 100 hours of work from November until, from the beginning of the year in January until November, and then at the end of that following fiscal year, the abatement is taken off of your property taxes. So the way that it works is you would do 100 hours of service, and it's approximately $999, and then they take a little bit out of that, but it's about that amount that you get off of your property tax. And I've had the question, well, if I'm eligible for one, meaning the tax work-off, am I eligible also for the senior exemption? And the answer is yes. So the good news is that you could have 2 of those exemptions if you qualify. How do you find out? You call the assessor's office in the town of Harwich. They will answer any of your questions about the income piece and bring in forms to them that they tell you to, and then you come see me and we match you up with a department that you do the work for. I will add that not everybody knows if you qualify but you're physically not able to do the work yourself, you can have a family member sub in and do the work for you. And we have pretty good hours with all of the departments that are involved. So if you've got a grandson or a daughter or somebody in your family that can do the work but they're a working person, there's probably a department that can use their help still. So please don't hesitate to give the assessor's department a call. It's an underutilized, wonderful abatement that they offer. 2 dates. February 17th, we are having our Home Safety Alzheimer's Dementia class. They're going to basically go over how you can set up your home so that there aren't falls, so that people don't wander, so that people don't bump into things in the middle of the night with any kind of confusion from medication. All kinds of wonderful, wonderful hints. Fran Lavin, a registered nurse, will be doing that program here at 1 o'clock until 2:30 again on February 17th. And lastly, February 25th, from 7 o'clock to 8:30, our wonderful Sound Dunes will be doing a concert here again. If you have not heard them, they are a free will offering, absolutely phenomenal. You'll feel like you're back with Glenn Miller, honestly. They are a really wonderful, wonderful group. And once they play that famous In the Mood song, it seems like it's the trigger. Everybody gets up and starts dancing. It's just wonderful. So if you haven't made it to one of their concerts, please join us on February 25th from 7 to 8:30. And I wanted to give you the dates for Girl Power. Girl Power are females only. Young ladies, this time we're going to the lower grades, grades 3 and 4, and senior women between 60 and 80. We're looking for you. March 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd, and we will be here at the Community Center from 3:45 to 5:15. That's finally it for me, Paul.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot, and the newsletters will be coming out.
Now, what is this women's thing? What do they talk about?
The Girl Power Program,
Program.
in a nutshell, has 4 precepts. It's a program I designed for young ladies' empowerment, and we start with journal writing together, then they make a healthy snack together, then they hear a community speaker or program together, and then they end with a fun exercise.
Oh, there you go.
So every time they meet for those 4 weeks, they do those 4 precepts together.
It should be fun for kids in the 3rd and 4th grade.
It is, it is. We've done 5th to 8th before, and we're going to the lower grades now.
Okay.
So hopefully everyone will join us.
Well, good luck with that program and all
Thank
the other
you.
programs, all your tax programs.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in.
Very good.